Hello, students. Welcome to this class. In this class, I want to discuss a very fundamental logic thinking when we talk about fire or emergency management topic. Okay, so this basic idea is, think about if we respond to a residential fire. So I put as a fire, right? So what factor would contribute to fire to expand? Think about, right? So in our previous class, we talk about first one is the fuel, right? So if you have enough fuel, right, the fire will getting bigger and bigger, right? The second one is oxygen. I use O2, right? Oxygen. So if you have enough oxygen, right, the fire will get bigger and bigger. Then the third one is a material. So again, if you have enough flammable materials in your home, the residential fire will getting bigger and bigger. Okay? So why I keep saying the residential fire, you will see later. Residential. Okay, so after we finish that, right, we think about, if a residential fire, due to we have enough fuel in our home, the fire getting bigger and bigger, then eventually create three possible scenarios. So first scenario is we have people death. The second one is we have people injury. Right? The three is nothing. Fine, right? So I use fine. Okay? So same thing. The second vector, we have D, I, F. Third one we have D, I, F. Okay, so why I need to create this chart to you? Okay, listen carefully. So I'm going to use the blue pen. Okay, so you can see in the many discussions in either newspaper or even in the fire departments, when we see our citizen die in the fire ground, for example, the deaths in the fire ground, right? They start from the left hand side, right? They want to see the deaths, right? They saw the result is death, but they forgot to remember, there are so many factors would contribute to citizen die in their homes. Right, so for example, if they start from this side, right, they only see the deaths because of the fuel, they will, reverse the cause and the effect. So they will say, people die in their home because they have too many fuel, right? They store flammable materials in their homes. So that's why the residential fire is dangerous. Right, so by utilizing this thinking logic is actually direct to a very linear thinking, right? So you can only think of one direction. What direction is, you only think there is only one factor will contribute to the residential fire deaths, right? But actually, there are also some things would contribute to a residential fire, right? So if you utilize this idea to think about a lot of fire cases, you would get into the rabbit hole, right? Because you can only identify one specific factor that can protect your citizen, right? So by utilizing this linear thinking, a lot of people would just discuss how to remove the flammable fuel in the citizen's house, but forgot there are also some strategies to eliminate the oxygen supply during the fire, to eliminate the materials in the burning building. Okay, so let me give you some example. Right, so the first one, right, by eliminate the fuel, you can control the residential fire, because you try to discourage people to store the flammable liquids in their homes. So you can lower the deaths due to the fuel, this factor. To control the oxygen, right, oxygen supply, right, so you can encourage people to close their doors or windows before they evacuate from their rooms. Right, by doing this, you control the amount of oxygen in a burning room, right? So the fire will not expand and claim for more death, right? So for controller materials, right? So you will encourage citizens, again, do not put those flammable materials like a paper, like a wood, very close to their stove, right? So by control the materials, you can also lower the deaths due to the residential fires. Okay, so see this logical thinking, right? Every time when we think about any fire or emergency cases, we always need to remind ourselves, we cannot only see the consequence and locate one specific factor, right? Then we always go to this one direction thinking. So the better ways is come back to the second phrase of this thinking tree, right? Always focus on here, right? So if you can always focus on here, you will sit down and think, okay, what caused the residential fire expand, right? So you can identify the different factors. Then due to the different, based on the different factors, you can develop some possible scenarios, right? By establish this kind of like a thinking habit, that can help you to create more strategies to fight against fires, residential fires or emergencies. Okay, so can you follow me? If you cannot, welcome to email me. If you feel that's okay, that's good, then welcome to send me email. Let me know. I will make more videos talk about the logical thinkings, the emergency management, and fire. Okay, so thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.